Skol, Vikings Nation. What's good, my purple and gold family? Today, we're diving into a story that's got Minnesota hearts racing. Our very own Jaime Erdahl, a lifelong Vikings fan, is making a bold plea to announce a draft pick at the 2027 NFL Draft in Washington, D.C. This isn't just any news. It's a moment that could cement her as a Vikings legend off the field. Why is this such a big deal? And will the Vikings make her dream come true? Let's break it down. Teaser. Picture this. A Minnesota native, standing on the National Mall, announcing a Vikings draft pick in front of 1 million fans. That's the dream Jaime Erdahl is chasing, and she's not holding back. From blowing the Gyllerhorn in 2024 to begging for a draft moment. This is a story of passion, pride, and purple. Stick with me because this one's gonna hit you right in the skull chant. Hook! Jaime's plea isn't just a whim. It's a love letter to the Vikings, rooted in her Minnesota upbringing and her rise to NFL media stardom. We're gonna unpack her journey, why DC matters, and what this could mean for Vikings Nation in 2027. Ready to feel the purple pride? Let's roll through 10 scenes of pure Vikings fire. Minnesota, let's talk about one of our own, Jaime Erdahl, a Bloomington-born, Vikings-obsessed superstar who's taken the NFL media world by storm. Growing up in the Twin Cities, Jaime was glued to Vikings games, crying into her parents' couch when Gary Anderson missed that infamous field goal in '98. She's not just a fan. She's one of us with purple blood running through her veins. Jaime's journey to NFL Network's Good Morning Football is the stuff of dreams. After starring in basketball and softball at Breck School and St. Olaf College, she transferred to American University in Washington, D.C., to chase a broadcasting degree. That move set her on a path from local Minnesota internships to sideline reporting for CBS, and now hosting one of the NFL's biggest shows. She's a hometown hero who's never forgotten her roots. But here's where it gets juicy. Jaime's not content just covering the Vikings. She wants to be part of the team's legacy, and her latest plea is proof. What's got her so fired up? A chance to step into the NFL draft spotlight in 2027. Vikings Nation, are you feeling her passion? Drop a Skol in the comments if you're with her. Let's set the scene. It's 2024, US Bank Stadium is roaring, and Jaime Erdahl is about to blow the Gyllerhorn before the Vikings-Colts game. This wasn't just a cool moment. It was a full-circle experience for a Minnesotan who grew up idolizing Randy Moss and Chris Carter. When Kevin O'Connell surprised her with the honor, Jaime admitted to wedding day-level jitters, and the emotion was real. That Gyllerhorn moment wasn't just a one-off. It was a spark. Jaime told Vikings.com she was so nervous she could barely think straight. But when the video played and the crowd erupted, she felt the weight of being a Vikings fan on a national stage. It was a taste of something bigger, a tease of what could come in 2027. Why does this matter? Because that energy, the pride, the nerves, the love for the Vikings is what's driving her to want more. Jaime's not just chasing clout. She's chasing a moment to represent us, the fans. Do you think she earned that Gyllerhorn moment? Let me know in the comments, and let's keep this purple fire burning. Now, let's talk about the 2027 NFL Draft. Washington, D.C. just got named the host city, with the National Mall set to be the epicenter of football madness. The Washington Post reports the NFL expects over 1 million fans to flood the capital, shattering attendance records from Detroit's 775,000 in 2024. This is going to be a spectacle Vikings Nation, and Jaime wants in. Why DC? It's personal for Jaime. She's an American University alum, so the nation's capital is her second home. Combine that with her lifelong Vikings fandom, and you've got a perfect storm of motivation. She's dreaming of standing on that main stage near the National Gallery, announcing a Vikings pick to a sea of purple jerseys. But here's the suspense. Will the Vikings make it happen? Jaime's plea is public, passionate, and downright relatable. She'll take a 7th-round pick, any team, but her heart's with Minnesota. What do you think, fans? Should the Vikings give her this moment, or is it too early to call? Hit the comments with your take. Let's rewind to what lit this fire in Jaime's heart. A few years back, her Good Morning Football co-host Kyle Brandt got to announce a Buffalo Bills draft pick, and it was electric. Then, just last month, WWE superstar Seth Rollins strutted out to announce a Green Bay Packers pick at the 2025 draft in Green Bay. Jaime saw that and thought, why not me? Why not the Vikings? That's when the idea took hold. Jaime's been around the NFL long enough to know how special these moments are. Announcing a draft pick isn't just reading a name. It's welcoming a new player into the family. For a Vikings fan like her, it'd be like handing over the keys to the next Justin Jefferson or Harrison Smith. The question is, can she pull it off? Jaime's got the platform, the passion, and the hometown cred, but the NFL draft is a big stage and 2027 is 2 years away. Vikings Nation, do you think she's got what it takes to make this dream a reality? Let's hear your predictions below. Let's get real for a second. Jaime's plea is bold, but it's also humble. She told SI.com, I'll take a 7th rounder. I don't care. I'll do anything. That's the kind of heart we love in Vikings Nation. She's not asking for the first-round spotlight. She just wants to be part of the Vikings story, even if it's for a late-round gem. What's wild is how she's already tied to some of the Vikings' biggest moments. Her Gyllerhorn experience in 2024 was so emotional it became one of Vikings on SI's most popular stories ever. Fans ate it up because Jaime's one of us. She gets the highs of a big win and the lows of a missed field goal. But here's the kicker. Jaime knows her NFL prominence could fade by 2027. She's self-aware, saying she might fall off a cliff in her career, but she's still throwing her hat in the ring. That's courage, Vikings Nation. Should the team reward that loyalty? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's zoom out and look at the Vikings draft history to see why this matters. The Vikings have a knack for finding stars in later rounds. Think Stefon Diggs in the 5th or Danielle Hunter in the 3rd. If Jaime gets to announce a 7th-round pick, she could be introducing the next big thing for Minnesota. Imagine the scene. 2027, the National Mall is packed, and Jaime steps up to the mic with the 235th pick in the 2027 NFL Draft. The Minnesota Vikings select. The crowd goes wild, and somewhere in Minnesota, a kid watching at home dreams of playing for the purple. That's the kind of moment Jaime's chasing. But will the Vikings have a 7th-round pick to give her? Trades happen and draft boards shift. The suspense is real, and we won't know until we're closer to 2027. Vikings Nation, what kind of player would you want Jaime to announce? A scrappy cornerback? A sleeper tight end? Let's talk in the comments. Now let's talk about the stakes. The 2027 draft isn't just a big deal for Jaime. It's a massive moment for the NFL. The Washington Commanders and Events DC are pulling out all the stops, with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hyping it as a celebration of America's most celebrated sport. The economic impact could top Las Vegas' $236 million record from 2022, per the Washington Post. For the Vikings, the draft is a chance to keep building on their 2025 momentum. After selecting Ohio State's Donovan Jackson and Maryland's Ty Felton in the 2025 draft, per Vikings.com, the team's eyeing more young talent to pair with J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson. A smart pick in 2027 could be a game-changer. Jaime's plea fits right into this high-energy vibe. She's not just a fan. She's a voice for Vikings Nation, and her announcing a pick could amplify our presence in D.C. Do you think her star power could boost the Vikings draft buzz? Share your thoughts below, and let's keep the Skol spirit alive. Let's get personal. Jaime's Vikings fandom isn't just talk. She's got stories that hit home, like standing behind her parents' couch as a kid, too nervous to sit during that '98 playoff game. She told Vikings.com she was obsessed with the flair of Randy Moss and Chris Carter, and even Pam Oliver's sideline reports shaped her broadcasting dreams. That's what makes her plea so compelling. She's not some outsider jumping on the bandwagon. She's lived the Vikings' ups and downs, from Brett Favre's near Super Bowl run to the heartbreak of missed kicks. Her connection to Minnesota runs deep, and announcing a draft pick would be her way of giving back. But here's the twist. Jaime's open to announcing any team's pick, though her heart's with the Vikings. Could you imagine her hyping up a rival like the Packers? Vikings Nation, would you still cheer her on if she called a non-Vikings pick? Hit the comments with your take. Let's talk logistics. How does someone like Jaime even get to announce a draft pick? It's not just about being famous. The NFL often taps celebrities, local heroes, or media figures with deep ties to a team or city. Kyle Brandt got his Bills moment because of his Buffalo roots, and Seth Rollins was a nod to Green Bay's fanbase. Jaime's got the credentials. Minnesota native, Vikings diehard, and a major NFL media player. The Vikings would need to greenlight it, though, and that's where the suspense builds. Kevin O'Connell's already shown he's a fan, surprising her with the Gyllenhaal honor in 2024. Could he pull strings to get her on that DC stage? It's possible, but the NFL's a business, and decisions like this involve politics and planning. Vikings Nation, let's dream big. If Jaime gets this shot, what should she say to make it epic? A Skol chant? A shout-out to Minnesota? Drop your ideas in the comments, and let's build the hype for 2027. We're almost at the finish line, but let's wrap this with a call to arms. Jaime Erdahl's Plea is a reminder of what it means to be a Vikings fan. Passionate, proud, and never afraid to dream big. Whether she gets to announce a pick in 2027 or not, her love for the Vikings is undeniable, and that's something we can all rally behind. The road to 2027 is long, but the Vikings are on fire. With a young core, a savvy coach in O'Connell, and fans like us, the future's bright. Jaime's story is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a piece that could inspire the next generation of Vikings faithful. Let's keep her dream alive. Vikings Nation. Skol narrators signing off, but I need you to do 3 things. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on Jaime's Plea, and subscribe for more Vikings news. Share this with your fellow fans, and let's get ready for 2027. Skol Vikings.